Okay, welcome again to the Let's Enjoy Piano Self-Expression Method. This lesson is regarding page 70, the shapes of diminished chords. There's swoop shapes of diminished chords. And from the Let's Enjoy Piano Self-Expression Method, you have on page 70, people that have the book, all the different layouts of the diminished chords, which are the top of a 7 chord. In other words, the swoop shaped diminished chord, when I say swoop, I mean going from 2 whites to a black or 2 blacks to a white. There's E diminished. Here's E major, here's E minor. Lower the top of a minor chord, you have a diminished. That's the top of C7. Correspondingly, the same shape is A diminished, top of the F7, and the top of the B flat 7. So the first 3 shapes, 2 whites and a black, are the D diminished, E diminished, and A diminished. Or correspondingly, B flat 7, C7, and F7. When you go from a white to 2 black keys, you have C diminished and G diminished. C diminished, top of a flat 7, and G diminished, top of the E flat 7. And when you're laying out, when you see an E flat 7 chord, the first thing you get into is a diminished chord on the right side. And then you lay out your left hand. So that's where the diminished chords come in handy. Or if you're just playing a diminished chord by itself, those 2, same shape. Now the swoop down, black to white, white, are the F diminished, G sharp diminished, C sharp diminished. So black, white, white. And that would be top of the A7, top of the D7, top of the E7. Or by itself, C sharp diminished, F sharp diminished, G sharp diminished. So if you group according to pattern, it's much easier to remember. Now, swooping down to 2 blacks and a white, you have the E flat diminished, and you have the B flat diminished. You group them. Okay, so E flat and B flat. And then the smallest diminished chord is the F diminished. It's a very tight little triangle, white, black, white. And the only diminished chord on the white keys is the B diminished. And so rather than thinking of 12 diminished chords, you can think of 4 different patterns. Swoop up, D, E, A. Swoop this way, white, black, black. C diminished and G diminished. Swoop down, C sharp diminished, F sharp diminished, G sharp diminished. And 2 blacks and a white, E flat, B flat. And then the tiny one, F, and then the B diminished, which is the top of the G7. So that's all on page 20, page 70. And that'll help you lay out a diminished chord, remember them. And when you're playing a 7 chord, you have to have a diminished chord in the right hand, or inversions of those diminished chords. But you have to start out knowing your root position of your diminished chords. If you're not sure, you can go to Learn 36 Chords in 5 minutes, and I go through every chord saying this is E major, that's E minor. Lower the 5th of the minor chord, you have a diminished. So review that, and then when you see a lead sheet, you have C7, or when you're playing the blues, you're laid out in the E diminished, or the F diminished, or the A diminished for the F7. G7, So that's the fun way to learn the diminished chords, which is a lot of people's problems on understanding and remembering what the diminished chords are. So those are the triads of diminished. Learning your swoop shaped chords. Any questions, let me know. Check the website out and pick up a copy of the book, letsenjoypiano.com. And you can express yourself by having your hands understanding where the diminished chord is, so then you can start playing around with the blues or whatever song you might find that diminished chord in, or when it has when there's a seventh involved. Okay, I hope that helps you out. Any questions, let me know. Email at letsenjoypiano.com, and we'll catch you next time around. Thank you much.